The translator missed the meeting, so the cleaning lady said, "Leave it to me, I'll translate." Jennifer Anderson felt her heart race when she heard the sound of raised voices coming from the conference room. She was pushing her cleaning cart down the hallway on the 22nd floor of Wilson & Associates, one of the largest import-export companies in New York. What she didn't expect was that her life would change completely in the next few minutes. "It can't be! Of all days!" shouted an irritated male voice from behind the glass door. Jennifer stopped pushing the cart. 3 years working there had taught her to recognize the voice of Dr. Richard Wilson, the company's CEO. He sounded desperate, and that was a rare sight. "Mr. Wilson, I've already called every translation agency in the city. No one can send a professional right now," replied Karen, the executive assistant, her voice trembling. Jennifer discreetly moved closer to the door. Through the glass, she could see a large oval table surrounded by men and women in expensive suits. On the other side, sitting stiffly, were 5 Japanese businessmen who looked impatient. "This deal is worth $80 million, Dr. Richard continued, running a hand through his graying hair. "If we lose this contract, the company could go under." The cleaning woman observed the desperation on the businessman's face. She knew that feeling all too well. The same desperation she felt every day when she woke up at 4 in the morning, wondering if she'd have enough money to make it through the month. "What are we going to do?" "They came all the way from Japan for this meeting," murmured Robert, the finance director. Jennifer took a deep breath. For a moment she hesitated. Then she lightly knocked on the glass door. Every eye in the room turned toward her. Silence fell. Dr. Richard opened the door with an impatient expression. "Jennifer, now's not the time for cleaning. We have an emergency," he said, trying to stay polite despite his nerves. "I know, Dr. Richard, I heard you talking about the translator," she replied, calmly but firmly. "I can help." A nervous laugh echoed through the room. Some executives exchanged skeptical glances. "Jennifer, thank you for offering, but we need a professional Japanese translator," Karen explained with a forced smile. "I speak Japanese," Jennifer said simply. Silence filled the room again. Dr. Richard looked at her more closely, as if seeing her for the first time in 3 years. "What do you mean, you speak Japanese?" he asked, disbelief in his voice. Jennifer turned directly to the Japanese investors and spoke to them in fluent Japanese. The 5 men exchanged surprised glances and responded enthusiastically in the same language. Nearly every jaw in the room dropped. Dr. Richard stood stunned for a few seconds. "Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to like and especially subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out as we're just starting. Now back to the story." "What did you say to them?" the CEO asked, still trying to process what had just happened. "I told them I'm an employee of the company and that I can help with translation while you sort things out," Jennifer replied, staying calm despite all eyes on her. One of the Japanese men said something in his native language, and Jennifer translated immediately. "Mr. Tanaka says he's impressed with my command of the language and that, if you agree, they can start the meeting." Dr. Richard looked at the other executives, who seemed just as lost as he was. The situation was unusual, but he had no choice. "Jennifer, are you absolutely sure you can do this? This meeting is extremely important," he said, looking her straight in the eyes. "I'm certain, Dr. Richard," she replied with a confidence that surprised everyone. "Dr. Wilson, with all due respect, we don't know Jennifer's level of Japanese. It's risky to entrust a negotiation of this magnitude to someone without credentials," whispered Patricia, the HR director, trying to be discreet. Jennifer heard the comment, but didn't show irritation. She was used to that kind of reaction. "I understand your concern. If you'll allow me, I can do a test translation of a technical document," she offered. Robert picked up a complex contract about electronic equipment imports and handed it to Jennifer. She read the document for a few minutes and began translating into Japanese, using precise technical terms that visibly impressed the investors. One of the Japanese men asked a specific question about customs regulations, and Jennifer not only translated but explained the procedures in detail, showing deep knowledge of international trade. "How do you know so much about imports and exports?" asked Dr. Richard, increasingly intrigued. I pay attention when I clean the rooms. I've been listening to meetings for 3 years, Jennifer replied, not wanting to reveal too much about her past. The meeting began, and Jennifer stood by the table, translating every word with impressive precision. She didn't just convert the language, but captured cultural nuances and explained contexts when needed. During the presentation of the company's financials, Jennifer noticed a serious error in the data Robert was presenting. The amounts in yen had an incorrect decimal place, which would mean a difference of millions of dollars. Dr. Robert, allow me to interrupt, Jennifer said politely. There's a mistake in the conversion. You're saying 300 million yen, but the document says 30 million. Robert quickly checked and turned pale. If the error had gone unnoticed, the company would have lost a fortune. Jennifer, thank you for catching that. You saved the negotiation, he said, clear relief in his voice. The Japanese investors were impressed not only by Jennifer's language fluency, but also by her technical knowledge and attention to detail. During the coffee break, Patricia pulled Jennifer aside. Jennifer, I need to know. Where did you learn Japanese? She asked with genuine curiosity. It's a long story, Ms. Patricia, Jennifer replied, avoiding details. Do you have formal training in translation? The HR director pressed. Jennifer hesitated before answering. I've studied languages, yes. The vague response left Patricia even more intrigued, but Jennifer walked away before she could ask more questions. The meeting continued for another 2 hours. Jennifer translated complex discussions about logistics, exclusivity contracts, and market projections. Her performance was flawless. By the end, the Japanese delegation was visibly satisfied. Their leader gave a speech praising the company and especially the quality of the translation. Mr. Tanaka is saying he rarely encounters a translator with such technical and cultural competence. He wants to know if you work exclusively for Wilson & Associates, Jennifer translated. Dr. Richard looked at her with an expression of someone completely re-evaluating his employee. Tell him you are our official translator, he said, improvising on the spot. Jennifer relayed the message, and the Japanese seemed pleased. After the investors left, Dr. Richard asked Jennifer to stay in the room. Jennifer, I don't know how to thank you. You saved the company today, he said, visibly moved. I just did my job, Dr. Richard, she replied simply. I'd like to make you an offer. How about becoming our official translator? I can triple your salary, he proposed. Jennifer Anderson remained silent for a few seconds. The offer was tempting, but she shook her head. Thank you for the offer, but I can't accept, she said. What do you mean you can't accept? Asked Dr. Richard Wilson, surprised by her refusal. I have other commitments. I need to keep my current schedule, Jennifer explained, without giving many details. Her refusal left everyone in the room puzzled. What kind of commitments could a janitor have that were more important than tripling her salary? Patricia decided to investigate. In the following days, she discreetly observed Jennifer's schedule. The employee always arrived at 4 in the morning and left at 10 at night, 18 hours of work each day. Karen, do you know what Jennifer does after her shift? Patricia asked the secretary. No idea. She's very private, Karen replied. Robert was also curious. During an elevator conversation, he tried to probe Jennifer about her knowledge. Jennifer, did you study business? Because yesterday you seemed to know a lot about international trade, he remarked. I just paid attention during meetings, she replied, avoiding the subject. But Robert wasn't convinced. He asked Karen to discreetly look into Jennifer's background. Meanwhile, Brenda, the cleaning team supervisor, was bothered by all the attention Jennifer was getting. She had worked at the company for 15 years and never received any special recognition. Now that she's turned into a translator, she thinks she's something special, Brenda muttered to the other cleaning staff. The next day, Brenda started making things difficult for Jennifer. She doubled her tasks and assigned her to clean the basement restrooms, the dirtiest in the building. Brenda, why did you change my routine? Jennifer asked. Because I'm in charge here. Translator or not, you're still a janitor, Brenda replied defiantly. Jennifer accepted the extra tasks without complaint, but the additional effort was visibly wearing her out. During lunch, she sat with Jose and Maria, cleaning co-workers who had always been kind to her. Jennifer, Brenda is being unfair to you, Jose said. Let it go, Jose. I don't want trouble, Jennifer replied. But it's not right. You helped the company and now you're being punished, Maria insisted. Jose lowered his voice and asked, Jennifer, can I ask you something? Where did you learn all those languages? What do you mean, all those languages? Jennifer asked, surprised. Well, the other day I heard you speaking Spanish with the delivery people. Last week you spoke French with those lost clients, Jose explained. Maria added, and when those Chinese visitors from the administrative floor came, you talked to them too. Jennifer realized she had exposed herself more than she intended. She had always tried to stay unnoticed, but small acts of kindness toward people who didn't speak English had given her away. I just like languages, she said, downplaying it. But Jose and Maria exchanged glances. It was obvious there was much more to Jennifer's story than she let on. The following week, an unexpected German delegation arrived to discuss an urgent partnership. Dr. Richard immediately thought of Jennifer. Jennifer, can you help us again? He asked. Of course, Dr. Wilson, she replied. Her German translation was as flawless as her previous Japanese one. Jennifer demonstrated knowledge of European regulations and quality systems that impressed the visitors. This time, Tyler, the marketing assistant, had the idea to record parts of the meeting for the company's social media. A multi-talented employee representing our company, he posted on LinkedIn. The video went viral among Wilson & Associates employees. Within hours, everyone in the building knew about the janitor who spoke German. Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, take a moment to like and especially subscribe to the channel. It really helps those of us just starting out. Now, back to the story. The reaction from her co-workers was mixed. Some congratulated Jennifer with genuine admiration, while others began treating her with suspicion, as if she were pretending to be someone she wasn't. Why didn't you ever mention you spoke so many languages? Asked Sandra from accounting. No one ever asked, Jennifer replied simply. But it's strange for a janitor to know all that, commented Peter from the sales department, unaware of how prejudiced his remark sounded. Jennifer felt the weight of their judgment, but didn't let it shake her. She was used to this kind of reaction. By the end of that week, something unexpected happened. A young girl of about 17 showed up at the company's reception asking for Jennifer Anderson. Tell my mum that Emily is here and needs to talk to her urgently, the girl said to the receptionist. The receptionist was confused. She didn't know Jennifer had a daughter. Jennifer, there's a young lady here claiming to be your daughter, the receptionist announced over the intercom. Jennifer came down immediately, visibly worried. Emily, what are you doing here? Did something happen? She asked, hugging her daughter. Mom, I saw the video. Everyone at school is talking about it, Emily said, tears in her eyes. What video? Jennifer asked, confused. The one from the meeting. They're saying you're a janitor and pretending to be important, Emily explained, clearly embarrassed. Jennifer's heart sank. She knew this moment would come. Emily, let's talk at home, she said, trying to calm her daughter. No, Mom, stop this. Stop humiliating yourself, Emily shouted, drawing the attention of several people in the company lobby. Dr. Richard, who happened to be passing by, witnessed the scene. Emily, please calm down, Jennifer pleaded, ashamed of the situation. You have a master's in linguistics. You are a college professor. Why are you working as a janitor? Emily cried, not caring who heard. The lobby fell completely silent. Dr. Richard and others stopped to watch the argument. Jennifer looked around, saw all the eyes fixed on them, and made a decision. Emily, come with me. Let's talk, she said, pulling her daughter to a more private corner. But the damage was done. Everyone had heard that Jennifer had a higher education and had once been a college professor. Dr. Richard discreetly approached. Jennifer, I'm sorry for overhearing. Would you like to talk in my office? He offered kindly. Jennifer hesitated but realized there was no avoiding explanations now. Emily, go home, we'll talk later, she told her daughter. Mom, I didn't mean to embarrass you. I just can't stand seeing you suffer anymore, Emily said before leaving. In Dr. Richard's office, Jennifer finally found herself forced to tell her story. Jennifer, you don't owe anyone an explanation, but if you'd like to talk, I'm here to listen, he said gently. Jennifer took a deep breath and began, "It's true I have a master's in linguistics. I worked as a college professor in Pennsylvania for 8 years." Dr. Richard listened quietly without judgment. "I moved to New York 3 years ago because of my youngest son, Nathan. He has a rare neurological condition that requires specialized treatment only available here in the capital," she continued. "Why didn't you look for work in your field?" he asked, genuinely curious. "I tried. But the universities here require credentials I don't have, connections I didn't possess. The selection process takes months, and I needed money immediately to cover Nathan's treatment," explained Jennifer. The story was starting to make sense to Dr. Richard. "Working as a cleaner gave me a steady income right away, and since I work overnight and evening shifts, I can teach private online classes during the day to supplement my income," she continued. "That's why you turned down my offer to become a translator," he concluded. "Exactly. If I changed my schedule, I'd lose my online students and my monthly income would be lower," Jennifer explained. Dr. Richard was impressed by her dedication. "Jennifer, how many hours do you sleep a day?" he asked, concerned. "About 4 or 5 hours, but I'm used to it," she replied, as if it were normal. "And your son's treatment, is it working?" he asked. Jennifer hesitated before answering. Her words were heavy with pain. "It's stable, but the doctor said there's a new experimental procedure in Canada that could help a lot. It just costs a fortune," she said, her voice trembling. "How much?" asked Dr. Richard. $200,000, Jennifer answered, as if it were an impossible sum. Dr. Richard did some quick mental math. That was roughly $1 million. "Jennifer, let me make you an offer. What if the company funded your son's treatment?" he proposed. Jennifer shook her head immediately. "I can't accept charity, Dr. Richard. I'm already so grateful for the job opportunity you gave me," she said with pride. "It wouldn't be charity, it'd be an investment. You saved an $80 million contract. Your work is worth that and much more," he argued. "I appreciate it, but I can't accept," Jennifer insisted. Dr. Richard realized she was stubborn when it came to preserving her dignity. In the following days, Jennifer's story spread throughout the entire company. Reactions varied. Some colleagues admired her even more, while others felt embarrassed for underestimating her. Patricia called Jennifer in for a meeting in HR. "Jennifer, I took the liberty of reviewing your academic qualifications. Your resume is impressive," she said. "Thank you, Patricia," Jennifer replied, unsure where the conversation was headed. "I'd like to propose something. How about we create a specific position for you? International Relations Coordinator," Patricia offered. "I appreciate it, but as I explained to Dr. Richard, I can't change my schedule," Jennifer replied. "What if we allowed flexible hours? You could organize your schedule as needed," Patricia suggested. Jennifer was surprised by the offer. "Can I think about it?" she asked. "Of course. But Jennifer, the company recognizes your value. We don't want to lose you," Patricia said. That same week, something unexpected happened. The Japanese investors returned for a second round of negotiations and specifically requested Jennifer to handle the translation. "They said they were very impressed by your professionalism and technical knowledge," Dr. Richard informed her. During the second meeting, Jennifer didn't just translate. She actively participated in discussions, offering suggestions about logistics and cultural adaptation of products for the US market. One of the Japanese investors asked a specific question about sanitary regulations for food imports, and Jennifer answered with such detail that even Robert, the area specialist, was surprised. "How do you know so much about sanitary regulations?" Robert asked after the meeting. "Before teaching languages, I worked for 2 years at the Department of Agriculture in Philadelphia. I was responsible for reviewing import documentation," Jennifer explained. Each revelation about Jennifer's past made it clear that she was far more qualified than required for any position at the company. Robert had an idea and proposed to Dr. Richard. "What if we hired Jennifer as a consultant? She could keep flexible hours and get paid per project," he suggested. Dr. Richard found the idea interesting. "Jennifer, how about working with us as an international consultant? You choose the projects and organize your schedule," he proposed. "What would the pay be?" Jennifer asked bluntly. $15,000 per completed project, said Dr. Richard. Jennifer quickly did the math. With 2 projects a month, she'd earn more than her current salary while keeping her flexibility. "Can I keep teaching online?" she asked. "Of course. You'd be our consultant, not an exclusive employee," he clarified. For the first time in 3 years, Jennifer smiled with genuine hope. "I accept the offer," she said. The transformation in Jennifer's life was gradual but steady. As a consultant, she had time to dedicate herself better to her online classes and significantly increased her income. A few months later, she saved enough money to take Nathan to Canada for a consultation with a specialist for his condition. "Mom, you did it," Emily said, hugging Jennifer when they learned Nathan had been accepted into the experimental program. "We did it, sweetheart. It was teamwork," Jennifer replied. Dr. Richard, moved by Nathan's progress, made a decision. "Jennifer, I want to propose something different. How about we create a hidden talents department at the company?" he suggested. "What do you mean?" she asked. "Identifying untapped skills among all employees. You'd be in charge of this project," he explained. Jennifer accepted the challenge and began talking to employees from every department. The discoveries were surprising. Jose, from cleaning, had a technical degree in electronics and helped solve recurring office equipment issues. Maria had been a skilled seamstress and designed more comfortable uniforms for the team. Even Brenda, who had been hostile toward Jennifer, revealed experience in event planning and began assisting with logistics for important meetings. "Why did you never tell me about these talents?" Jennifer asked Jose. "Because no one ever asked," he replied, echoing the words Jennifer had said months before. The Hidden Talents Project became one of the company's most successful initiatives. Employees who felt underutilized found purpose, and the company discovered valuable internal resources. Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, take a moment to like and especially subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot as we're just starting out. Now, continuing, Nathan responded better than expected to the experimental treatment. After 6 months in Canada, he returned to the United States with significant improvement in his neurological condition. "Dr. Richard, I don't know how to thank you for everything the company has done for us," Jennifer said on the day of Nathan's return. "Jennifer, you transformed our company. We proved that looking beyond people's job titles can bring incredible results," he replied. Jennifer's story inspired other companies to create similar programs. She was invited to speak about talent recognition and workplace inclusion. 2 years after her first meeting with the Japanese delegation, Jennifer had become one of New York's most respected consultants in international relations. Emily, who had once been embarrassed by her mother's work as a cleaner, now took pride in her family's journey of resilience. "Mom, you're my hero," she said on her high school graduation day. "We're a family of warriors, my dear," replied Jennifer. On a Monday morning, Jennifer walked into Wilson & Associates, no longer pushing a cleaning cart, but carrying her consultant's briefcase. In the elevator, she ran into Jose, who now worked as an electronics technician. "Jennifer, thank you for believing in me," he said. "Jose, the talent was always there. You just needed an opportunity," she replied. When she reached her office on the 22nd floor, Jennifer looked out the window and reflected on her journey. 3 years earlier, she had been cleaning those same windows, invisible to most people. Brenda knocked on the door. "Jennifer, can you help me with planning the year-end event?" she asked. The relationship between the two had improved greatly after Jennifer helped Brenda find her place in the company. "Of course, Brenda. Let's work together," Jennifer replied. During the planning meeting, Patricia remarked, "Jennifer, you've created a quiet revolution here in the company. People feel more valued and productive." "All I did was see people as whole human beings, not just limited roles," Jennifer explained. Dr. Richard walked into the room at that moment. "Jennifer, I've received an interesting proposal. The Industry Confederation wants to hire you to implement the Hidden Talents program in companies across the country," he informed her. "That would be an incredible opportunity to help more people," Jennifer replied enthusiastically. "But on one condition, you'd remain our lead consultant," Dr. Richard said, smiling. "Of course, Wilson & Associates will always be my professional home," Jennifer assured him. That afternoon, Jennifer received a special call. "Mom, I have a surprise for you," Nathan said over the phone. "What surprise, sweetheart?" she asked. "I got accepted into medical school. I want to help other kids like me," he announced excitedly. Jennifer burst into tears of joy. All the sacrifice had been worth it. At the end of the workday, she passed by the room where she used to clean. Now it was occupied by a team of young translators she had helped hire. "Good evening, Dr. Jennifer," they greeted her respectfully. She still felt strange being called doctor, but she had learned to accept the recognition she had worked so hard for. As she left the building, Jennifer ran into Maria, who now worked in the uniform design department. "Jennifer, you've changed so many lives here," Maria said. "Maria, sometimes opportunities are closer than we think. We just need the courage to show them," Jennifer replied. 6 months later, Jennifer was in Washington, D.C., presenting the Hidden Talents program to representatives of major companies from across the country. "What we've learned is that every employee is a whole person, with a story, knowledge, and potential that go far beyond their job title," she explained to the audience. One attendee raised their hand. "Dr. Jennifer, how do you identify these hidden talents?" "The first rule is simple. Ask. Talk to people. Listen to their stories. You'll be amazed at what you discover," she answered. After the presentation, several business owners approached her about implementing similar programs in their companies. Back in New York, Jennifer found her schedule packed with consulting work. She had become a national reference in talent management and corporate inclusion. At home, Nathan was studying medicine with total dedication. Emily had been accepted into business school and wanted to follow in her mother's footsteps in the corporate world. "Mum, you transformed our family," Emily said during dinner. "No, sweetheart. We transformed together. Every challenge made us stronger," Jennifer replied. 1 year later, Nathan began an internship in pediatric neurology, specializing in the very condition he had faced himself. "I want to help other families like ours," he told Jennifer. His passion for helping other children deeply moved Jennifer. The family's cycle of overcoming adversity was coming full circle. At the company, the Hidden Talents program had identified and developed the skills of over 200 employees. Productivity increased, turnover decreased, and the work environment became more humane and welcoming. Dr. Richard called Jennifer in for a special meeting. "Jennifer, I want to make you a proposal that might sound unusual," he said. "Go ahead, Dr. Richard," she replied, curious. "How would you like to become a partner in the firm? You've revolutionized the way we work," he offered. Jennifer was silent for a moment. "It's a tremendous honor, but I'd prefer to stay on as a consultant. I have other projects I want to pursue," she answered. "What kind of projects?" he asked, intrigued. "I want to create an organization that helps people in situations like the one I went through. Skilled talents who need opportunities," Jennifer explained. "Count me in as a partner in this endeavor," Dr. Richard offered. 2 years later, Jennifer had founded the Hidden Talents Institute, an organization that connected qualified professionals in vulnerable situations with companies in need of their services. The institute helped hundreds of people find dignified work in their fields: immigrant doctors, unemployed teachers, engineers transitioning careers, all found new opportunities through the program. Emily had graduated with a degree in business administration and became the executive director of the institute. Nathan was in his final year of medical school and had already been accepted into a pediatric neurology residency program in Canada. "Mom, remember when I said you were humiliating yourself by working as a cleaner?" Emily asked one day. "I do, sweetheart," Jennifer replied. "Now I understand that humiliation isn't about the work we do, but how we're treated," Emily said wisely. "Exactly, all honest work is dignified. The problem lies in people's prejudice," Jennifer affirmed. On a Tuesday morning, 5 years after the first meeting with the Japanese delegation, Jennifer walked into Wilson & Associates for a special consulting session. The company was expanding into Asia and needed her expertise. In the elevator, she met a new cleaning staff member, a young woman who seemed shy and unsure. "Good morning," Jennifer greeted her kindly. "Good morning, ma'am," the woman replied, clearly intimidated. "What's your name?" Jennifer asked. "Melissa," she answered, surprised by the attention. Melissa, how long have you worked here? Jennifer continued, genuinely interested. A week, Melissa said. And what did you do before? Jennifer asked. Melissa hesitated before answering. I was an English teacher, but I lost my job when the school closed. Jennifer smiled. Here was another hidden talent waiting to be discovered. Melissa, would you like to talk with me after your shift? Maybe I can help, Jennifer offered. Really? Melissa asked, her eyes shining with hope. Really? My office is on the 22nd floor, Jennifer said. That afternoon, Jennifer had a long conversation with Melissa about her background and experience. She discovered Melissa had a specialization in business English and had worked with multinational companies. Melissa, I'll introduce you to Patricia in HR. We have an opening for an international relations assistant that might be perfect for you, Jennifer said. But I just got hired as a cleaner, Melissa said, confused. So what? That doesn't define who you are or what you can do, replied Jennifer. 2 weeks later, Melissa had been promoted to international relations assistant and was working directly with Jennifer on important projects. History was repeating itself, proving that unrecognized talents were everywhere, just waiting for someone with eyes to see them. One Friday afternoon, Jennifer was in her office when she received an unexpected call. Jennifer, this is Tanaka, said the familiar voice in Japanese. Mr. Tanaka, what a joy to hear your voice, Jennifer replied, surprised. I'm calling to invite you to a special event in Tokyo. I'd like you to meet other business people from the United States working in Japan, he explained. It would be an honor, Jennifer answered. 3 weeks later, she was in Tokyo representing not only Wilson & Associates, but also the Hidden Talents Institute. The event brought together American and Japanese business people interested in cultural and professional exchanges. Your story has inspired many of us to rethink how we see our employees, a Japanese businessman said during dinner. Jennifer was moved to see that her journey had inspired change in other countries. Back in the United States, she found Nathan preparing for a presentation on his pediatric neurology research. Mom, I found a possible improvement in the treatment I received, he said excitedly. What do you mean? Jennifer asked. If we combine the therapy I had with some new medications, we could help more children, Nathan explained. Jennifer felt pride swell in her chest. The son she had fought so hard to save was now working to save other children. Emily came home just then with good news about the institute. Mom, we secured a partnership with the state government. We're expanding the program to all regions of New York, she announced. How many people can we help? Jennifer asked. We estimate 1,000 people per year will have new job opportunities, Emily replied. That night, Jennifer sat on her porch gazing at the stars. 5 years earlier, she had come home exhausted after 18 hours of work, worried about paying for Nathan's treatment. Now, her family was united and thriving. Her work inspired social change, and she had found her life's purpose, helping others discover and develop their talents. The phone rang. It was Dr. Richard. Jennifer, I have amazing news. You've been nominated to receive an honor from the Federation of Industries for your contributions to human resource management, he said. It's a tremendous honor, Jennifer replied, moved. You deserve every bit of recognition, Jennifer. You've changed lives, transformed companies, and proven that people's worth goes far beyond their job titles, Dr. Richard said. After hanging up, Jennifer reflected on her journey. She had started as a university professor, worked as a cleaner, and become one of the most respected consultants in the country. But what made her proudest wasn't the titles or accolades, it was knowing that hundreds of people had found dignity and opportunity through her work. On the day of the ceremony, the entire auditorium rose to their feet as Jennifer took the stage. In the audience were Nathan and Emily, Dr. Richard, Patricia, Jose, Maria, and so many others who had been part of her journey. When I started working as a cleaner, I wasn't humiliating myself. I was fighting for my family, Jennifer said in her speech. What I've learned is that we all have talents waiting to be discovered. Sometimes, we just need someone to believe in us. The audience gave her a standing ovation that lasted for minutes. I dedicate this tribute to all the workers who are underestimated, to all the mothers fighting for their children, and to all the people who never give up on their dreams, Jennifer continued, tears in her eyes. After the ceremony, a young woman approached her. Dr. Jennifer, I'm a cleaner at a company, but I have a degree in accounting. Your story inspired me not to give up, she said. What's your name? Jennifer asked. Amanda, she replied. Amanda, give me your contact. Let's talk about opportunities, Jennifer said, already thinking of ways she could help her. And so, the cycle continued. Jennifer had discovered that her greatest talent wasn't speaking languages or understanding international regulations. Her true gift was seeing the potential in people and helping them realize it. 2 years later, Amanda had become an accountant at a mid-sized company and was volunteering at the Hidden Talents Institute, helping others find opportunities. Nathan had become one of the leading researchers in pediatric neurology in the country, developing treatments that help children worldwide. Emily had expanded the institute into a national organization, with branches in multiple states and thousands of people benefiting every year. And Jennifer kept doing what she loved most, uncovering hidden talents and transforming lives. One sunny Sunday morning, she was at home preparing lunch when she got a call from Melissa. Jennifer, you changed my life. Today, I'm the manager of international relations, and it all started with our conversation in the elevator, Melissa said, emotional. Melissa, the credit is all yours. I just opened a door. You walked through it with your own effort, Jennifer replied. After hanging up, Jennifer smiled. Every success story from the people she'd helped felt like a gift. Nathan walked into the kitchen just then. Mom, I just got an offer to work at a children's hospital in Canada, he said. And do you want to go? Jennifer asked. I do, but not forever. I want to learn new techniques to bring back here to the United States, Nathan explained. Then go with my blessing, Jennifer said, hugging her son. Emily arrived soon after, carrying reports from the Institute. Mom, we hit our goal of placing 1,000 people back in the workforce this year, she announced proudly. And for next year? Jennifer asked. We want to double that number, Emily replied, ambitious. That afternoon, the family gathered on the porch for lunch. Jennifer looked at Nathan and Emily, now successful adults, and felt grateful for the journey they'd shared. Do you know what I'm most proud of? Jennifer asked. What, Mom? They asked in unison. That you've both learned that true success lies in helping others reach their goals, Jennifer answered. And so the woman who was once seen as just a cleaner had become a life changer, proving that a person's worth is never measured by the job they do, but by the impact they make on the world. The end. Now tell us what you thought of this story of perseverance and transformation. Do you know someone who, like Jennifer, had to take jobs below their qualifications to support their family? Do you believe everyone has hidden talents waiting to be discovered? Leave your comment with your honest thoughts. Your experience could inspire others going through similar situations. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more heartwarming stories that touch the soul.